I'm Bob Richardson, and I've been involved in what is now in the Northwest Land Conservancy since before it was ever a formalized organization. Yeah, I would say from her earliest memories, she was outside.
I'm Rose Richardson. I'm the Conservation and Stewardship Specialist with the Inland Northwest Land Conservancy. Although I don't have a very long history with the organization itself, I do have a long history of building up that stewardship and conservation ethic from the founding board member that is my dad.
I don't think they had a way not to be outside. I guess it was mostly part of who we were as people, and then our kids were part of that. If we were going to go outside and we were parents, they're going to come with us.
It's along Bent Creek. We called it the Long Explore. Walking it now, it's not so long. As kids, my brother and I like just walking down the trail, flipping over rocks and logs and looking for creatures underneath.
We could hike. It seemed like we were above the neighborhood, and there was a lot of eucalyptus bark. This little path we went on, Mom would always take us out there, and one time we found a black widow spider, and that was a big deal. And it seemed like the wild.
I remember just being mesmerized by tide pools down in Southern California. And I remember the time that Eric saw an octopus, and I did, and I've always been kind of mad about that because I put in the time and I was there.
All of our best memories are in the water or on single track.
We used to go on long bike rides. I think this one was from when we went to Whitefish, Montana. We rode the train there and rode our bikes back, and we stopped and took probably 10 or 15 minutes to watch this thread-waisted wasp. It was laying an egg, and it would take a caterpillar, put it in this hole in the ground, and it would go and search for exactly the right sized rock. And it couldn't quite find the right one, and by the end of our break it had found just exactly the perfect rock. There's also that kind of appreciation of just stepping back and just watching. I think that comes too from Dad and him taking me out birding sometimes. That was also a time to just kind of sit back and observe and just kind of enjoy what's unfolding in front of you. And
Eric and a college buddy came up with this plan to do the John Muir Trail, which is 21 days in the California wilderness, culminating at Mount Whitney, which is the tallest peak in 49 of the states, everything except for Alaska. Just everything went wrong. So we slimmed it down to like a 2-week trip. We actually got on the trail. We did not train enough at all. And then one of our guys got elevation sickness instantly. Eric was working on an injured hip post-surgery, and he could only carry 30 pounds.
We had an argument on a cliff top, but then we slept by a lake that I don't think had a name, so Bryce named it after himself.
It was a really great relational building time, and watching them emerge as young men and young mountaineering type people, they learned a ton. They just learned so much. They did really, really well. I had confidence in them, even if I thought that this is a step beyond what we've ever done as a family.
Rose had a pretty good head on her shoulders even at a young age, and so she knew where it was safe to be and where it was not. She has developed her own conservation approach to life. I think our interests and our values are pretty closely aligned, and it's not something that we talked about or planned. It's just something that has evolved.
So Bryce and I hunt not very well. We take our guns for a walk. That's been a new facet to find land that doesn't, or trails that don't have a lake at the end or a peak at the end. It just kind of getting out there and seeing something, hearing an elk bugle, that sort of thing has been a new understanding of land to be conserved.
I think Eric talked about the beauty of nature and Mom talked about its restorative power. And one of the things I really like about it is kind of the danger of it. Like, I live in a more urban environment, and I am a tech worker, so I'm in a lot of these kind of simulated environments a lot. Getting out to the thrill of either skiing or mountain biking, especially, where you're really moving at speed and there's really consequences for messing up. That's just very exciting to me at a level that's different than living in a more confined area. It's kind of nice to have, I don't know, an environment that pushes back a little bit.
I just love the incredible spectrum of projects that INLC does. I'm moving into the monitoring side of things right now. I get to go back and look at some of these older properties that we've protected. The properties that were protected then are different from the ones that were protected 5 years later, and now here we are almost 30 years later, and we've got this huge breadth of projects. All of them are dynamic and interesting and protect something really valuable, whether that's a relationship with an important landowner or beautiful habitat or critical forest cover or a view shed. They're all beautiful and important in their own way.
People are outside really appreciating the outdoors, and I think it's critical actually right now because more people are going to come and be attracted to this area. So the time frame of what the Land Conservancy is doing is really important.
On our very first site survey, I was asked by the landowner what my vision was for the land trust. And I said, I can envision thousands of acres being in conservation status as a result of the work. And everybody looked at me and they said, really? And I said, yeah, that was my vision. It's been just a phenomenal experience seeing the growth of this conservancy, and I can't wait to see what happens in the future. The organization seems to be more robust than ever before.